What's up, people? Mike here, and this is Infamous Second Son, expert difficulty with good karma. This is the fan mission. Um, Now I believe that drug bus is always right there next to the start of this mission, um, and I kind of just used it as a way of getting this karmatic streak. Um, Even though in the end it didn't really matter because for some reason when after the cutscene, after you knock down this bridge, the game took it away from me for some reason. I'm not really sure why. So it was kind of like a wasted effort in getting that radiant sweep built up. So I'm not sure if like the game screwed me out of it or if it just for some reason took it away. I'm not clear on like what had happened there. I should mention that before you can do this mission, you just like on the first island, how you had to take out the command center so that you could um, actually unlock this mission. I chose not to show it mostly because it really wasn't much of a challenge. Because unlike the first time you do it, you have a ton more powers to work with, and also if you've been following my upgrades, you have the slowdown time when you aim, so you can get the subdues a hell of a lot quicker and easier now. And basically what I did with that, I just built up the subdues until I got the karmatic streak, and then I just hit it on the command center, and I think except for like one random enemy that was out of range or something, it took out all of them, and I was able to easily destroy the command center. So I didn't feel it was necessary to actually have a video about that one. When there's, I forget what mission it is, where you have another one of the command centers that you need to destroy, but it's not like the previous ones where it's kind of like this rock island structure out in the water that's like 3 different layers to it. That one will probably be somewhat more difficult, and I'm gonna definitely have a video dealing with that one, because when I went through on normal, dealing with that thing was pretty fucking annoying. Just on normal, because of the amount of enemies that are at those, because of like the 3 different layers to it. But for this whole section, I would just go with smoke, mainly because of the stun grenades, since you can get subdues, and you know you can just easily, especially with the upgrade I did that made the area effect of it a hell of a lot wider than it originally was, so you can get like 2 or 3 guys stunned with one grenade, and just quickly build up that streak to get the special attack. And as soon as I just immediately used it, because I think I only had like a couple guys left, but I just didn't feel like fucking around with them anymore. So, and a whole little cutscene happens when you go to this bus, and then we have to go and find these buses. I cut out the whole traveling, just because it wasn't really any challenge. The other thing I would have done, if you on the bridge, if you built up the chromatic streak, I actually should have saved it for here, because I could have just dropped down and just hit the sweep and just took out all these guys in like 2 seconds. But I wasn't really thinking about this part. I was kind of just focused on the battle at hand. So, you know, if you want to make this a lot easier, you could just do it that way. And I actually should have switched to smoke, just so I could have, because these guys kind of group up like 2 or 3 together, so I could have easily have gotten all like 3 of them stunned at once with one of the grenades, and made this go almost as quickly as if I still had the heavy attack from the bridge. So now once you deal with all these guys and you go to the bus, you get introduced to 2 of these heavy, like, concrete brutes, I guess you can call them. I'm not really sure what their official enemy name is, but I'm gonna call them like brutes because they're built like fucking brick shit houses or something. Apparently you don't have to actually fight them, at least at first. Like, I guess you do have to like kind of like engage them somewhat, but apparently you can just eventually just run away from them and just go to the next bus. I think it's I forget how, if you just need to wait for an indicator to show up and you can just run away, or if you can just like engage them and then just run away, because as you can tell, I'm getting pretty fucked up by these guys, and I nearly get killed because I get caught up in that umbrella thing, and I unfortunately ran up the building where the jamming tower is, so I ended up getting one of these concrete conduits to fight. Pretty bad stuff. Not exactly the best thing going on here, but I think I'm pretty sure at this point I could have just ran away from these guys and just moved on to like the next bus, but I didn't really know that was an option, because when I went through on normal, I just fought these guys and killed them. And this is another point where having smoke actually would have been better, since the missiles for smoke, I've said before, are slightly more powerful than the neon ones, and they don't take as long to charge up as the neon take, because the time it takes to charge up to shoot one of the missiles at these guys, they may be a second away from doing a melee attack on you. That's the only real downside to the neon missiles, that it takes like 3 to 5 seconds, I think, to actually fire the missile. Well, with the smoke and even the video, when we get that, the speed of getting the missile off is a lot quicker than the neon one. And with the video one, as we find eventually when we get to it, it actually will fire a like a homing beacon on the enemy. So even if they run away from where you shot it, you know, the actual missile part of the attack will just follow them. So but so I think yeah, that was finally the end of it. And then again, I just cut out the whole travel to get to this. I actually cut out the second bus, mainly because you get to the second bus and there's nothing. You just get there and then you just have to move on to this third bus. So I didn't even see the point of including the second bus since, you know, there's nothing there. You just find the bus and you're like, oh, no one's here. Better move on to the third one. So, when I got here, I kind of wasted the radiant sweep. I should just engage those guys with my normal attacks, mainly because eventually, I don't know if it's as soon as you land on the ground or if once you take out one of the enemies, you'll hear the DUP say, forget the angels, focus on Row. And then like another, I think like 2 of the armored trucks show up. And when they show up is when I should have used the Radiant Sweep. Because I probably would, at this point, I probably would have been done with this mission. But I ended up kind of doing it the hard way. So, you do want to be careful, like, up on here because, you know, you'll have that happen. You'll get hit by one grenade and then a second grenade will almost kill you. So you have the height advantage, but at the same time they have like NFL quarterback like throwing arms with those grenades at points. It's pretty crazy how insanely good they are with those grenades at points. I don't even think it's like the expert difficulty. It's just the difficulty of the game in general. But I think the amount of grenades that they throw is where the expert comes in. But once you finish off the last of the guys, you just have to go to the bus and that's basically the end of the mission. I keep it a little bit after the mission ends because for some reason a random DUP tank showed up, and if I hadn't gotten out of there I was about to get killed. So in case that should happen to you, just run up the buildings and get to like 2 buildings over and you should be okay. And that pretty much is it, and I'll see you in the next video.
Found one of those vests the DUP suspects wear over by Hingham Market. A guy it belonged to might still be there. There's lots of places to hide.
Oh, thanks for the tip. So where'd you disappear to earlier, huh?
Hey, well, maybe conduits don't have to go to the bathroom, but the rest of us do.
How do you get all this information about what's going on?